Are you serious? Are you serious? It's getting very, very apocalyptic serious in Okinawa, Japan, as we speak. I'm Pastor Paul Begley, and this is the Coming Apocalypse YouTube version. And yes, apocalyptic is a good word. Apocalyptic super Typhoon Hinnamnor approaches Okinawa, Japan. Matter of fact, we got a phone call last night, a FaceTime call from my son in Okinawa. And I said, "What's going on?" He said, "Dad, we have battened down the hatches." He said, "I've got food in, water, I've got supplies, extra batteries, everything we need." He said, "I've been here for 3 years. We've weathered about 3 different typhoons. We've had some volcanoes and a lot of earthquakes, but we've not had a storm like this coming directly at us." And then he showed me outside. He said, "Look out my window." Now, this was last night at 8 p.m. This was, okay, how many hours ago was that? 12, 16, 17 hours ago. It was 17 hours ago. And he showed me outside, and the palm trees were literally leaning over. Rain and hail was falling. Winds looked like about 40, 45 mile an hour, judging basically, you can pretty well tell. And he said that this was serious. And I talked to his wife, and I said, "What are you doing?" She said, I looked in my cabinets. They're going to be moving. They're leaving in 9 days. They're leaving the island for good. They're done. Their 3-year tour is over. And so they're leaving to head to America. And she said, "So I don't need all this, there's stuff in my cabinets I don't need anyway. I'm not taking it with me. So I'm baking." I said, "You're what?" "I'm baking. I'm baking cakes. I'm baking pies. I'm baking everything that's in there, that I'm just going to bake it all, spread it out, and then we're battening down the hatch, and we're going to ride out the storm." Okay? And then I talked to my granddaughters, and they could care less. They were loving it. The one was jumping around saying, "It's a storm, we love it." And then the other one just like, whatever. Well, the older one is 7, so she was jumping around. She's excited. The youngest one, that's 2, she was just playing and told me she loved me. Okay? And so, look, they're riding out the storm, and it's very serious. Let me tell you about all of it here in just a second. But first, noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Central banks are increasing their gold reserves due to increasing global financial crisis concerns. Billionaires like Ray Dalio to the giant fund management companies like Goldman Sachs are turning to physical assets like gold. And that's not surprising. Historically, gold's biggest rally happens after the biggest recessions in history. In fact, in 2007 through 2009 recession, gold prices jumped 50.6% in value. So think about what that means. Wealth of entire countries are being protected by gold. Wealth of billionaires protected by gold, and are being protected by gold IRAs. Everyone who knows many is using. Everyone that I know, he said, is using gold to help protect their retirement funds and wealth. Now, at Noble Gold Investments, they can protect your own wealth with gold. If you will take no more than 5 minutes to set up your account. NobleGoldInvestments.com, that's www.noblegoldinvestments.com, specializes in storing the value of your wealth through a gold IRA, so that the natural choice would be to diversify some of your savings, or maybe all of your 401k, or into a gold IRA, to where your value of your money doesn't deplete during a recession, but actually will probably increase. Where in the stock market, you will probably take a haircut. You don't want that. So here's what and they're also giving away 1/10 of an ounce pure gold American Eagle gold coin with every qualifying IRA or 401k rollover this month. I tell you what, pick up the phone Monday morning, well, Tuesday morning, it's Labor Day. Pick up the phone Tuesday morning at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. Speak to Colin Plume or one of his associates at noblegoldinvestments.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestments.com. And tell them that Pastor Paul Begley sent you there. Okay? Wow. You'll be glad you guys, just take 5 minutes and set up an account and let them help you understand where you stand, okay, where you're at. Now, Japan's evacuation orders are serious, okay? This is the strongest storm. This Pacific Super Typhoon Hinnamnor becomes the strongest storm of this year as it heads toward Okinawa. We also know that the Super Typhoon Hinnamnor, the equivalent of a Category 5 hurricane, is on course to strike one or more of the islands, including Okinawa, Japan. As I said, it's definitely going to hit there. It's approaching as we speak. We've been waiting for another phone call from my son, but we have not heard from him. I don't know. Maybe the cell towers are down at this point. Just don't know. But we continue to pray. Japan has already began evacuation orders, and they've really increased them now as flights have been canceled as this super typhoon approaches. And we also know that as that's going on, that here's some of the information they're sharing with us about how this thing is affecting. The Japan has ordered evacuations. They have canceled the flights as this apocalyptic super typhoon Hinnamnor approaches Okinawa. The super typhoon Hinnamnor is approaching Japan's southerly Okinawan island with hurricane force winds that have prompted the local authorities to order evacuations and airlines to cancel all flights out of Okinawa. Okinawa cities have instructed residents today to evacuate and go to shelters before the winds intensified if they're unsure if their home's integrity can handle it. Now these cities, and it's hard for me, look, I can't pronounce them, but they're like Maya Kojima and Izahaki. Okay. Now, okay. So Japan Airlines said it has canceled 56 flights, affecting 3,230 passengers, while ANA Holdings has scrubbed 44 flights for today and 22 flights for tomorrow. Apocalyptic Super Typhoon Hinnamnor has a maximum sustained winds of 148 kilometers, but that's had gusts of around 212 kilometers per hour. And according to Japan's meteorologist and agency, those speeds are expected to accelerate today, and they have, and tomorrow, and through the night tonight. Taiwan is put the entire Taiwan has put their entire island under a severe land warning. And South Korea is now expecting that the typhoon will pound into its resort of Jeju on Monday and Tuesday after going through Okinawa. The Korean Meteorological Administration has warned it could be one of the most destructive typhoons ever to hit South Korea. But before it can hit South Korea, it has to hit Okinawa head on, the brunt of the storm, and it's the tip of the spear. And so, like I said, it's been 17 hours since I've talked to my son. We have not heard no more from him. Power could be out, and cell towers could be down. That might be why we have to wait till the storm. Now, one good thing is he does live in a very, very well-built home and up on higher ground than most people live in Okinawa. But that doesn't mean that this is a cakewalk. We're talking about a super with winds of about 175 miles an hour, but gusts of about 190 miles an hour. That is ferocious. Plus torrential deluge of rain, and that will create flash flooding on the island, especially when the water comes down from those mountains. Okay, so the wind and the waves and the sea crashing and the surge, all of it coming upon Okinawa. We're praying and we believe God's going to bring them through, but this could be absolutely devastating for the island of Okinawa and the people of Japan. And so our prayers, we ask you for your prayers for my family. Just about got them out of there. You know, they've been there for 3 years. We kept saying, Lord, can we just get them out of there? Because of the hurricanes, the volcanoes, and I mean the typhoons and the volcanoes and the earthquakes. And now here they are within 9 days of leaving, and they're going to have to ride out the biggest storm of their lifetimes. But you know what? God spoke to the storms. He said to the wind and the sea, he said, peace, be still. Shalom, peace, be still. And the sea and the waves obeyed him. And so my faith is in a bigger, big God. And he is bigger than any storm. He is bigger than any trial. He's bigger than any problem. And he said that this promise that he gave me is for me and for my children and for my children's children, even them that are afar off. I have a promise of divine protection. I have a promise of the blood of Christ. I have a promise of guardian angels. And I do believe in giving my offerings for the 7 feasts each year. And I believe that those offerings I give, God sends a guardian angel to me. But he also says that he will send protection upon my home and on my children and on my children's children. So it all is so important to be obedient to God. You might say, I just don't see what good it does for me to send an offering for Passover or for, the Feast of Pentecost. I just don't see, Begley, why in the world that makes a difference? Because the Bible says so. And God isn't just wasting his breath in Leviticus. Matter of fact, we're coming up on the Feast of Trumpets, which is September 25th. You might want to already be planning on sending in your Feast of Trumpets, Rosh Hashanah. Look, this could be the rapture for all I know. I actually think if there is a rapture day that I would lean the most to looking out for, it would be on a Rosh Hashanah year. I don't know. I can't tell you the day nor the hour, and I don't know the year for sure. But if I was to lean, if you asked me to lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. No, it won't be long. We're all going to need somebody to lean on. That's why I lean on Jesus, the Son of God. Lean on him. He died for you. He's Jesus. Apply the blood to your heart's door, and everyone else, lean on him, for he is the Son of the living God. So lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. Jesus will keep us carrying on. So I know right now that storm will be gone, 'cause I'm gonna believe Jesus, I'm a lean on. That's right. Well, I know what you're saying. Begley's lost his mind. He's went into a parody mode again. Well, I don't care, because my God is able. I am persuaded that he is able to keep that which I've committed against that day. I am so glad that we have a great bunch of brother and sisters in Christ that are here. I'm really enjoying last night and today. My mom and dad has moved in with us here in Indiana. And we just got my mom. She was able to get out of the nursing home. She had been in the hospital and the nursing home for the last 6 weeks after she fell, broke her hip, broke her shoulder, and has a knee that's about that big. And so she's been in recovery. And so we have made the decision to move them into our home. Now that means I'll still be traveling to Florida. My schedule's not going to change. I'm going to continue to make my trips to Florida to preach 2 Sundays a month there. But it is going to affect Heidi. She is going to not be traveling with me, but be staying here at the home because my mother requires 24/7 care. But we do have daughter-in-laws and granddaughters. There are 2 granddaughters that are almost 18, and we do have friends and staff of our ministry that are registered nurses, and we do also have a nursing group that we've hired to come in and bring in a nurse every other day, and so that my mom gets therapy and all of that. Plus, Heidi's been a registered nurse for 30 years, and she was a director of nursing home and ran nursing homes for 8 years, and so yeah, she knows what she's doing. So yeah, so I'm enjoying it. My dad and I, we're going to watch the Notre Dame football game tonight, as Notre Dame is playing Ohio State. It's a big game. My dad's a big Notre Dame fan, so we're going to watch the game, and Heidi is cooking chicken and dumplings, and so I can smell it now. Chicken and dumplings? What? Yeah, we're going to have chicken and dumplings tonight. Watch the Notre Dame Ohio State game. We've been studying the Bible all day, and then tomorrow we're going to get up and go to church up at my dad's church, which is 90 miles away, by the way. So my dad, myself, and my son Brock, we're going to church tomorrow, leaving Heidi and my mom and the girls behind. But anyway, I just want to say that thank you for your prayers. Matter of fact, some of you sent get well cards to my mom. I don't know how you found out. Well, you just sent them to the ministry, I guess. And so this morning, Heidi brought her a stack of these cards and letters, and my mom was opening them and she was reading them, and they were all to her. And so Heidi brought them to her, said, "These are for you," and she was reading them, and she was moved. She goes, "I don't even know this person. I don't know these people." I said, "Yeah, Mom, but they know you, and they care." So it's really cool. So thank you guys for doing that. Also, if you're sending in your Feast of Trumpets offering, we're going to put your prayer request in there. You can send it in the mail, or you can just go right now to my website and send in your offering now. You got plenty of time. It's September 25th, okay? So you don't have to do it today, but it's September 25th. I just want you to get prepared to give your best offering and to put your prayer request in that, whether you do it online and put it in the notes, or you send a check or money order in the mail, or you pick up the phone and call in to the office and you tell them, I'm giving my Feast of Trumpet offering, and also here's my prayer request. And then we type it up, and we will bring it with us. We're taking all those prayer requests to Israel next February, to the wall, where I'm going to place them on the wall and pray for the needs of the people. So I just want to let you know that's coming. A lot of people love it that we did this. We did the special this week, Thursday night. Your love gift of $45 or more, we send you 2 DVDs. It says that have a $60 value, and so for $45 or more, thank you, Miss ZD, for putting that up there. If you donate $45 or more, all you gotta do is just send an offering. Don't have to say anything. You just don't have to ask or request anything. Just send an offering of $45 or more, and we will send back to you 2 DVDs. One is Signs of His Coming, and the other one is Isaiah's Apocalypse. Both of those DVD teachings, Jim Bakker loved it so much that he featured them on his show and made them available for people back in the spring and summer. So we're going to offer 2, get them both for the price of only $45 or more. And by doing that, we're saying thank you for supporting the ministry, and we also want to be a blessing to you. So God's going to touch us. We're going to get this gospel message out to the world. We can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. Are you serious? Yes. A little warm and humid here today. It's about 79 degrees and very humid. But we're surviving it because it's a lot hotter in Florida, I tell you that. I guarantee you that. So anyway, can I get a song? And you know what? You know what song we got to play. Since we have an apocalyptic, are you serious? Apocalyptic super typhoon headed for Okinawa, Japan? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Let's let's get a song then, and I'll be right back to tell you some more in just a moment. This is crazy. It's gonna play, right? What? You're not gonna play? You are gonna play? Shelter me, Lord! The earth can shake, the sky come down, the mountains all fall to the ground. But I will fear none of those things. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Dark waters rise, the thunder pounds, the wheels of war are going round. What, Ray? And all the walls are crumbling. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. The wind will blow, the rain can pour. Oh yeah, Patreon! The tempest roar. We have posted that Patreon. That storm, my spirit sings. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Amen, Karen. Thank God. Are you serious? Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. Now on that day, thank you, Patrick. You call for me. Someday when time no more shall be, and I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. The start of the school. Hide me underneath your that day you call for me. Someday when time no more shall be, well, I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Oh, that's right. Are you serious? Shout! I am so glad that pilot in Mississippi is okay. And wow, what a tense time that was. Anyway, oh, by the way, Patreon. Okay, so yesterday I did a special Zoom Patreon with a live audience at Patreon in what we call, I think I'm calling it my response to the soul of the nation. Let me just double check what I called that. I'm trying to remember. But, anyway, what was it called? Let's see. Yes, I did one called Soul of a Nation. And we did it yesterday live on Patreon. But there was some serious censorship going on. And we didn't get it posted. We thought we could post it like normal, like within an hour or so after we were done. This thing would not post until today. We've just posted it about an hour ago. You go to Patreon. It's called Soul of a Nation. It's a 1 hour. It's a little over an hour. And in where I give you my response to President Biden's address that he gave on Thursday night. I give my response, and it was pretty intense. Good word. And we had quite a large Zoom audience on Patreon with us, and which people responded and asked questions and made statements. And yeah, it was a pretty powerful and intense, very intense thing. Matter of fact, in it, I share some scripture, including Genesis 14:21. And the king of Sodom said to Abram, give me the souls and take the property thyself. That's according to the Darby translation. King James Version says, the king of Sodom says, give me the persons. But in the original Hebrew, it says, give me the souls. And the reason I make that a point is if the king of Sodom wanted the entire city's souls, the souls of the people, it's a little bit disturbing when the president says that he is he's fighting for the souls or the soul of the nation. A little disturbing. Anyway, watch it. It's on Patreon right now. If you're not a member of Patreon, please go to Patreon. Go to Paul Begley Patreon. Somebody throw that up there, Patreon link, if you can. One of you wonderful moderators we have, and I'll post it. And we'd love you to do that. Don't forget to sign up for the Paul Begley School of Prophecy. We're only 9 days away from the School of Prophecy. Get signed up now. Get a hold of Tara Trogler. And if you, while you're at it, if you want to go to Israel, get a hold of Tara Trogler. Okay, so Pastor Paul's Patreon is at patreon.com/Paul Begley. Is that what it is? Okay. Get a hold of it. And if you're already signed up, go right now and watch this Patreon. It is powerful. It's passionate. It's probably the most passionate I have been in the last 5 years. And that's why it's at Patreon. But also, if you haven't become a member of Patreon, it's real easy. Go over there, sign up, and you give what you feel led to give a month. You make that. The average, most people give $5. That's usually what people give, $5. Some people give more than that a month. Some give less. But overall, what it does is helps us take the gospel message to the world. It actually helps us pay the television cost that's helped us to be in 50 million homes every week with our television show with the gospel of Jesus Christ. 50 million homes, even if only 2%, if only 1% is watching, That's a 500,000 people. But we average 1.8%, so that's about 900,000 people a week that actually, according to Nielsen's ratings, actually have that television show on. It's one of the higher ranked Christian television shows in America. There's only two shows that actually have a higher rating than that, and that's the 700 Club, sometimes, and Joyce Meyer. Okay, and I'm talking ratings, not overall views, because most of these ministries, big ministries, they're on every network and they're on several times a week, where I'm just very small. But my message is getting out to the gospel of Jesus Christ, and that's what it's all about, getting people saved. That's what we're all about, the Salvation Station. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to go upstairs because I can smell the chicken and dumplings. What? That Heidi's making chicken and dumplings. I'm going to go upstairs, have some of that, kick back, relax a little bit. I've been preparing for tomorrow's sermon. I'm going to preach at Community Gospel Baptist Church, and also we're going to watch the Notre Dame football game with my dad. Notre Dame football game, Notre Dame against Ohio State in Ohio State. And here's the thing, Ohio State is supposed to win this game by 17 points, and they might just do that. They're that good. But they're ranked number 2. Ohio State's ranked number 2. But Notre Dame is ranked number 5. But still, it's hard to play Ohio State at Ohio State. I mean, it's hard. So we'll have fun watching anyway. But if Notre Dame, if we pull the upset, you're going to hear from me tomorrow. You're going to hear from me tomorrow. God bless all of you. Chicken and dumplings. Chicken and dumplings. Are you serious? Chicken and dumplings.